release.
True Opinion Podcast.
Hey y'all, welcome to this episode of the True Opinion Podcast. I'm your host, Adontaus. How y'all doing? Okay, so what y'all know about manners? Because I feel like they're lacking lately a lot. I see people doing things and I just be like, yo, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Why would you do that in public? Why would you do, and a lot of it revolves around cell phones and being too private in public. You know what I mean? Walking through a store or just any public place with your phone on speaker so everybody can hear your conversation or everybody hears the music that's playing from your phone or whatever. It's just, a lot of things that should be private. Oh, sorry. That was my damn phone. Shush, phone. Somebody texting me at 11:39. Okay, so a lot of things that should be private or people shouldn't do in public, they do. And it's just fucking rude to me. It's really just rude. And it's fucking rude and unacceptable, and it needs to just fucking stop. So who taught y'all manners? Did anybody teach you manners? Do you have manners? So this a manners episode. Okay, all right. So let's see, last week, a couple of weeks ago, I am so terrible with time lately. I don't know, but recently Sweden was trending on Twitter. People were talking about it because someone said that they remember when they were is this how it started? With the guy who was he was playing at his Swedish friend's house, and then he told him to stay upstairs while he went downstairs and their family ate dinner and didn't invite him to dinner. I don't know if it started there or with somebody else telling some other story, but then yeah, it came out that all these people start telling stories yeah, when I was there, I went to visit this family, they ain't feed me, or I went to this house and this is a thing that they do, blah, blah, blah. And so then some people from Sweden came out and was hey, don't try to play us we just rude or whatever. If we're not expecting you and you come over, we only made enough for the family. So it's it's kind of understood that if you just showed up and it was a meal time and we know you was coming, yeah, that you kind of not welcome to join because we only got enough for us. And then of course, we black folks start saying yo, let a visitor come to my house and not leave full. That's just, in our community, that's almost a cardinal sin. Even if it is a cardinal sin. Even if the person is unannounced, come over. But also, that is the first sin. Don't come to nobody motherfucking house unannounced. Everybody got cell phones. It's so many ways to communicate. Bitch, I'm on my way. Please do not ring my doorbell, knock on my door without letting me know first, because I'm not answering, because I think you the police. Okay? So anyways, people come over to your house. First thing you do, you hungry? You want something to eat? Even if it's not dinner time, it's you gonna look around and see what you got or throw something together or order something. Normally we don't let people leave our homes with a hungry belly if we can help it. If any type of party, anything I would throw or have people at the house before when I used to entertain a little more. I mean, now I just be sad, but the point is always feed people. And I always feel I would rather overdo it than underdo it, So that was just appalling to the black community. You have people wait upstairs while y'all eat dinner and don't say, hey, you want some? What? Just fucking throw some more rice on, or, fry up another pork chop or whatever, So then that is what kind of got me to thinking about manners and like what, yes, some things are cultural, perhaps, in Sweden, that's like their cultural thing. And here ours is, no, we feed guests, we feed visitors all the time. But like, what is considered having bad manners? Like, what do we do? So then, like, as adults, of course, like, please and thank you. That's basic. You learn that as a kid, but a lot of people don't even do that. And then it's like the holding the door open and then saying thank you when someone holds the door open. Basic common courtesy, human decency. Like, a lot of people don't do that shit anymore. We're not even gonna talk about chivalry. That shit got put in the electric chair, brought back to life, then went to the gas chamber, then got a lethal injection, and it's dead. Chivalry is dead. But this ain't about chivalry. This is just about like regular like manners. And so one thing that came up even in my husband brought to me, like, hey, so you go to a party that's BYOB, and at the end of the night, your bottle is still some left, or it ain't been opened, or whatever. Do you take it home? Do you leave it? What are you supposed to do? And I'm like, who cares? So that's always my first like reaction to shit. Like, people arguing about this, like, that is like, that's but more important things. But then when you start to think about it, like when I started to thought about it, listen to me. I would say, I think if you come to a party that's BYOB, bring your own bottle. Bring your own bottle, to me, sounds like a bottle for you. Right? So that means when you're done, like, bring what you like. And when you're done at the end of the night, you take what you like home with you. Right? Bring your own bottle. To me, that is different from bring a bottle to share. Like, I think a distinction should be made when you are having a party. If you want people to bring liquor, like, you need to let them know if they're bringing their own personal shit, which then they can then opt to share with, one or two other people, or not share at all. You need to let them know if they bringing their own personal shit, or if you want everybody to bring something to share so you can have a good variety of liquor. Like at restaurants that are bring your own bottle, some restaurants like don't have the liquor license to serve you liquor, but you can like bring in your own shit or something. Like if you bring your own bottle to a restaurant, you ain't gotta leave your shit at the restaurant. It's your bottle that you brought. You take it back with you. So I think like if you want people to leave it, say, bring a bottle to share. If you want people, if you don't care if they take their shit home, like bring your own stuff, like no liquor will be supplied, then, say, bring your own bottle and let them know, you can, here, don't leave it here. Yeah. Take your things, So in a way of manners, like I think it starts with like the party planner. Like you just need to be specific so people will know what to do, so that you don't get into these weird or awkward situations where at the end of the night you got people grabbing bottles or saying, oh, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take this or whatever. Like everybody would just know what to expect. Like me personally, if it wasn't designated, like I said, bring your own bottle or bring a bottle to share with the group. Like if it's beer or wine, if I bring beer or wine, I'm leaving it, because typically, like especially if I'm bringing it to a bottle, I'm not bringing some super expensive bottle of wine. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna bring a nice red, and maybe two. and y'all can keep it, because if I bought y'all 2, I bought me 3, and they in the car. So you know what I'm saying? If I bring a case of beer and it's some left, like, keep that beer. I can go get me some more. Or, it's not that expensive. Keep it. So beer and wine you can keep. Top shelf liquor, I'ma ask. Like, I don't know. Like, I'd be like, if I bring if I bring some Casamigos and there's some left, I'm taking it home. Thanks. I'm gonna take this. If I bring, like I said, top shelf, anything, if it's some left, I feel like I would want to take it back home with me. But if it's weird, then I may ask the host or hostess, like, do you want this? You want me to leave it? No, I'm not doing that. I'm taking my shit home. Top shelf, I'm taking home. Beer, wine, you can keep. And if you don't like it, then you should have, let me know what type of party it was. If it was bring my own, or if it was bring to share. And then I would have bought the appropriate spirits. And yes, if it's a bring to share, yes, I am going to bring, I'll bring something good. I'll bring wine. Like I said, I'll bring a case of beer. Everybody it's always somebody who like beer or wine. But if I do bring liquor, yeah, I would bring top shelf to share with everybody. But I probably more so would bring wine or beers. Because, I'm at the party too. I want to drink too. And if I'm driving, I can't get Tito's messed up. You know what I'm saying? But I could probably have a nice glass of wine or a couple beers and still make it home. So, yeah, I'm not going to bring the party for y'all to party, then I can't even participate. Fuck that. Is that selfish? Is this why I don't get invited places? I don't know. That's to me, that's the most matterable thing to do. Host, designate the shit right. You decide what type of liquor you want to bring. If you bring in stuff that's not that expensive, beer, wine coolers, stuff like that, just leave it there. If you bring top shelf, I think it's okay for you to take it back with you, or at least talk to the host or hostess and see what y'all want to do. Maybe you could come to some sort of agreement or something. I don't know. I'm taking my top shelf home. That's it. Okay. So, but, there are just so many things that I think have just kind of fallen away. Kind of old school mannerable things that we really should do, that sometimes I think people just don't think about, because we are kind of more, I feel like we are more open and sharing and entertaining more, and not that friends weren't important before, but I'm just saying people have really incorporated friends and large friend groups into their family. Your friends and friend groups are more like family these days. You know what I'm saying? And but even in that comfortability and familiarity, I think there are still some things that should be observed. Manners between families is not a bad thing. You want to treat everybody with respect and consideration, and that's how one of the ways that you keep a good spirit in your fucking family or friend group. So, of course, we know, call first before you come, unless y'all have some sort of drop-in agreement. Common courtesy things like making sure when you come over, I would say don't just kind of show up to people's houses full of expectation and audacity. The point is, even if y'all are real good friends, just always just kind of be cognizant of the fact that you still in somebody else's shit, especially if like your friend or whatever has a family. Like, you are still in somebody else's space, still in somebody else's home. And, you know, even if you are super comfortable, like, just kind of like act accordingly. Like, leave at an appropriate time. Like, you kicking it at your homegirl house. Like, you don't really have a family. Or, you know what? It don't matter what you got. You kicking it at your homegirl house with her, like, family, like husband and kids or whatever. Like, yo, at about like 8:30 or whatever, you need to be wrapping that shit up. If like the whole family is still like milling around and stuff, like, get out. Kids gotta go to sleep. Like, it's wind down time. Like, not with you, like, wind down. You know, like, the house needs to settle. Like, leave. You know, some people really do these days just like overstay their welcome. And a lot of times, especially as adults, I think when you're younger, it's probably easier to put people out, because you like, it's like, bitch, get the fuck out. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because you can kind of say it in that way, and it's like no hard feelings. And not to say, I just said when you're an adult, and then like when you're in your 20s. Yes, you are an adult in your 20s. Yes. But I'm just saying, like, when the family dynamic changes from carefree single or whatever to, you know, somebody who's has a family. That's just it, a family. Like, people overstay their welcomes. Like, you just got to get the fuck out. And it's harder for, you know, as you get older and you do have a family, and this relationships have to shift. And sometimes friends don't understand that. And it is harder for your friend to even tell you, like, hey, it's time for you to leave. Like, you gotta go. Because they don't hurt your feelings. Because obviously, if you're sitting there, like, not kind of getting the cues of, like, the vacuum cleaner's going, you know, getting ready to start the dishwasher for the night. All right, kids, it's bedtime. If you're not getting, like, those cues that, you know, you should be leaving, and the person don't tell you, it's because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Like, God, you know what I'm saying? And then it like becomes a problem that you even come over. So the point is, don't overstay your welcome in somebody's house. You really, like, read the room, read the situation, have a talk with your friend or whatever, or your cousin, or this just go. I think that is just, again, manners. Ask if you should leave. Even if you ain't ready to go, you're not ready to stop the party or whatever y'all doing. You know, like, you know, it's okay. You know, you want me to go, or don't say you want me to go. Don't ask if you should leave. Don't do that. Don't do that, because then the person may feel weird saying, like, yeah, I want you to go. Like, if they like throwing cues, or like the house is kind of like shifting into sleep mode and you ain't got the picture yet, and then you say, like, hey, you want me to leave? Then they'll be like, oh, like, I mean, like, yeah, we just get ready to go to bed. I mean, but like, you know, you just say a couple more, you know, like, you know, it may get a little awkward. Like, hey, you want me to leave? You know, you could just be like, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna go ahead, get ready to get out of here or whatever. And then if they say, no, girl, stay, like, let's have some more wine, or let me put them down and then we can talk, or, you know, whatever, you know, then yeah, cool, stay. But if you like, yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, and they like, oh, okay, well, yeah, call me and let me know you made it home, and that means that, get the fuck out. They was probably trying to get you to leave. Pay attention, God. Like, stop making people uncomfortable in their own homes. Like, don't overstay your welcome. Get out. Go home, go do something, go to the after party. I don't know. So, like, that's one thing. That's manners. I don't care if that's been your best friend since kindergarten. Like, I don't care. You can't be like, yo, fuck them kids, I'm kicking it with my home girl. You gotta go home. That's it. Okay. Also, like, shit is getting way expensive, y'all. Like, my husband brought me back a 10-piece. And he said it was $17. And I told him, listen, it don't matter that it was fucking delicious. It ain't worth $17 for no damn chicken wings. Are you kidding me right now? For 10 of them things? What? Like, shit is getting way expensive. Food is getting expensive. Utilities, like, get all resources is going up. We all know this, right? So stop showing up to people's houses fucking hungry. Eat before, unless you are specifically coming over for dinner, you have been invited for dinner. Put some on your stomach before you show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just always always coming up with somebody and like fucking eating up shit. Like, what's wrong with you? Stop it, weirdo. Like, stop at McDonald's. Get you something before you walk in the door. Or like, a few times you come over, why don't you bring some fucking pizzas? Why don't you say, hey, let me order some Chinese for y'all or something, or whatever. Like, don't just always show up like around dinner time. Or don't just come like whenever, like, hey, like, what you got in here? And I know I said we don't let people come to the house and then leave hungry. That's very true. But if you are a frequent flyer, a frequent visitor, you there a lot or whatever, don't always come over expecting to fucking feast. Okay? Like, sometimes you bring some fucking food, or sometimes you say, hey, I'm not hungry. And for real, like, don't be hungry. Like, you really have made the effort to eat before you got there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like that. You know, I'm saying I'm talking about manners, but I guess really it's just like shit that irritate me. But I feel like it's kind of not mannerable, or it's like being a little rude or inconsiderate, these things. And that's why they irritate me, because the manners are not being observed. You know what I'm saying? Do I sound crazy? Maybe I do a little. I don't know. Perhaps. But the point is, just a lot of stuff y'all do. It's just like, it's really, you know, I clutch my little auntie pearls often as I go through the world. Cause I'm just like, people are just like so rude. Like, they were never taught to be patient. Like, they were never taught that, you know, it's just certain ways you don't talk to people, and it's certain things you don't ask. Like, you know, like, people get very fucking personal. And like I said, I think it's because we are very public, very personal and public. Like, people will fucking ask you all like, listen, so I had worked one weekend. I think it was a Saturday or Sunday. And this dude who I had never worked with before, this is our first time meeting. And got all, when I tell you, he climbed all up and through my business and was trying to like peek through all like the fucking file folders in my brain. Like, asking me, like, where I lived at, how long had I lived there, where am I, was I married and kids, and how long I've been doing this, how much do I make, what does your husband do? And like, when it started getting into like those realms, she's like, yeah, I'll tell you, like, yep, I live around here, like, yep, I you know, I got this many kids or whatever. Like, I don't know, I fucking lie, I don't care, leave me alone. But then it's just like, all right, sir, you are like getting way too in my business. That is like, come on. That is fucking rude. But I think, like I said, I think it's because people just walk around spouting all their shit out anyway on the phone, or putting all their shit like on the internet a lot, that maybe like people are really like, people's brains are really being fucking warped into thinking that it's like okay to ask people these things in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's rude. It makes people uncomfortable. If it's something they wanted you to know, something that specific or whatever, they would have told you. But like some stuff, like money stuff, pay rate stuff, like personal finance stuff. If you just meet somebody that's not, even if you are out on a date, don't start asking people about money and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If of course, if you're meeting somebody for the first time, like on a date, you may say, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And I mean, we all got access to the Googles. So if you want to know about how much they make, you can Google it. You can go to the U.S. Department of Labor and look at their occupational outlook handbook or something. It's resources. Just Google it. You can find out how much somebody makes around about without like being all intrusive and shit. You know, that's weird. Don't ask people like super personal questions. That's rude. If no one ever told you, it's rude. Don't do it. Don't ask people super personal questions. It's very rude. Shows that you have no manners, and people will think you were, at least somebody like me gonna think like, who the fuck raised you? Did you think you could just ask people things of that nature? You know? What I feel like somebody asked somebody a personal question. Oh, you know what? This goes to me and the husband were having a conversation, and honestly, I don't know if we was like doing like a little like weird role play thing where we was acting like we just met each other, and then he was like trying to talk to me, like asking me some questions. I mean, we just kind of be bored in the house sometimes. It's just do stuff, right? So anyway, either we were doing that or we were just having a conversation. I don't remember. So much happens here. But it was like, you know, like, what do you like talk about? Like when you like first meeting people, like when you're young, you know what I'm saying? Because he started like interacting with women and stuff much earlier than I started interacting with like boys and stuff. So I was just kind of interested in like, what were the conversations, the dating habits, and, you know, like shit of that nature. And he said something like, you would always ask somebody like how or was this from Twitter? Y'all, I am so confused about what I'm about to say. It's like I have this knowledge of this story and I'm trying to figure out where it came from. I think it was something that I saw on the internet. Then we started like playing, hence like the role playing thing, and then we started like just talking about it. And so anyway, he was saying like that's one thing, you know, that you would ask somebody when you were young and dating, like, when did you first have sex and like who was it with, you know? And I was like, that is so bizarre to ask somebody like you are dating. Like that's one of the first questions you ask them. Like that's so strange. I would have thought that was like, what? Like even now, if somebody said that to me, I'm like, what does it matter? We're adults, and why are you asking me that? It's very strange. I think it's rude to ask because, you know, I don't know like what the reasoning behind asking that is, but if you get a answer, it could be something like really fucking traumatic. Like, are you prepared for somebody to say like, yeah, the first time I had sex, I was 12. It was against my will, and a family friend had raped me. Are you prepared for that? If you ask that type of question, that's a really fucking personal question, and you may get that type of answer. So don't ask shit like that. Like that is so bizarre to do. Like you may like fucking unlock some trauma for somebody, or what are you looking to hear what they have to say to judge them by it? Like that's just so weird. So again, have some manners and probably some class. Like don't ask people like mad personal sex questions. Like, don't do that ever. Unless you're in a, what I mean is like personal like that. Like, you should have conversations about, sexual health. Those conversations are important. And you should have conversations about, your plans to stop from reproducing, or your plan to reproduce if that's what y'all want to do. Those conversations, yes, you can have. But asking somebody, especially somebody you just meet, like, yeah, like, when did you first have sex? What was it like? How old were you? You sound like some sort of pervert, some type of weirdo. Don't do that. Not mannerable. I don't even know if mannerable is a word, y'all. Is it? It's just, it's crass, it's weird, and it's like sketch, and don't do it. So also, what else in the way of manners? I mean, there's just tons of things. Like, if you go to events and things, like, just like, don't take shit and pack up shit or whatever, unless it's okay. Of course, we all know, make sure everybody has eaten first before you start, with your plates and shit and hiding shit. Like, that's like so rude. Don't do that to people. Don't fucking hide food. Don't make your to-go plates before everybody has eaten or everybody has gotten there. But also, y'all, kind of be on time, because people do that shit. So if you want to get something to eat, make sure they're on time. But also, y'all, don't be packing up the food, putting it away, hiding it or whatever before everybody gets there, or before everybody has eaten. That is rude. Okay? That's rude. Don't drink up all of somebody's shit. Don't smoke up all of somebody's shit. All that stuff is rude. It's rude. It shows you have no manners. Don't do it. It's rude. Stop it. Brush up on your pleases and your thank yous and the you're welcome at the end. That is important. People like that too. Also, stop letting your little kids call adults by their first names unless it's okay with them. Don't just have your 5-year-old walking up on somebody like, hey, Pat. Don't do that. Don't. Everybody don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, every adult don't like to be called by their first name by a little kid. Like, for some it's okay, some it's not. Like, you just don't know. So don't let your kids just be like that. Like, you can throw a miss out there before you introduce your kid to somebody. Like, that's not rude. And if the person is like, oh no, honey, you could just call me whatever, then there you go. There you go. You went with the respect angle, and then they told you hey, yeah, that's fine. Or no, please call me this or call me whatever. And there it is. But yeah, don't that's not even cute. Don't let your little kids do that. Don't. And you as an adult, and this is something I retain too, just because I'm always working with a lot of older elders. It's okay to say Mr. such and such or Miss such and such. It's just so rude. It's rude, and it's weird to me to walk into somebody's room and be like, hey Myrna, this lady is 79 years old. I was like, at least throw a Miss Myrna out there, or Miss Wilson, or whatever. I made that name up. It's not a real person. You know what I'm saying? Just and I'll be like, we all adults and all that crazy shit. Stop. Finally, but not finally. Yeah. Okay. Finally, yeah. Shit. Manners in conducting yourself in the workplace. Y'all, when I tell you, okay, first I'm gonna say about this new generation, the young ones after the millennials, not millennials, cool. The ones after the millennials, this young generation, These motherfuckers crazy as hell when it come to work. Like, and I love to like see the chaos of it. It's hilarious to me, but also it's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, y'all out here like mad chaotic right now. Like, for real. Because I don't mind the whole spirit of like, listen, I don't need this job. You not gonna like treat me like crazy. I will go and find another job. Peace. I'm leaving. You know, I'm all about know your worth and all that stuff. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I think especially the generation before me and, you know, people, it's like work was like the be all and the end all. Don't leave your job before you find another one. Still great advice, but sometimes like you just got to get up out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And like, I love how this generation will get up out that bitch. But this generation also, not the most, some of y'all be wilding like a motherfucker at work. Like, the level of unprofessionalism is just unmatched. Like, man, like, listen, no lie, like, and y'all know I work in healthcare, like, have seen coworkers about to come to blows, like screaming and yelling in front of customers, like have to be held back, like they were finna box over what? A man at the job who was already married and also seeing a whole bunch of other people at the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the height of unprofessional. Not only, like, you do what you want with your body parts. I don't care who you sleep with. Even if you sleep with people that work, who fucking cares? The point is, like, you are at work and you work in a field where you are of service to others who cannot care for themselves. And you are in here like wilding. That is so nuts to me. Like, how does that inspire any confidence in like the patients or, God forbid, the fucking visitors? My God, you know what I'm saying? Like, what must they think? So it's just, you know, I really, and yeah, that the arguing and stuff, that was an extreme. But, you know, I've seen like, you know, raising of the voices at visitors, at, you know, at customers, just, you know, the attitude, the walking away, the not, they will straight not even fucking acknowledge you. Excuse me, walk with their head in there like, I don't give, you ain't talking to me, I don't give a fuck, I'm not even turning around. Like, yo, what are you doing? You're at work. These cell phones, now listen, I'm also guilty. But while I am doing paperwork at the computer, yes, I have in my earbuds, AirPods. Joke from last episode, I called my pods my earbuds, and I was like, yeah, that dog that play basketball in the movie earbud. Okay, anyways, and I'm listening usually to something, you know, something to help me. I think I got a little, like, I got some stuff going on. Like, I need something in my ear to help me focus. Like, you know, that's my thing. But I mean, like, when you are supposed to be directly interacting with the public and you are actively on your phone, and I don't mean like, you know, listening to something while you work, even if, you know, like, okay, but like having a conversation with people, or even like being on FaceTime. Oh my God, are you kidding me? On FaceTime, not with earbuds in, earbuds. Now I can't stop saying it. Now, you know, not with any type of device in your ear so that just you can hear the person. But so now this person, you having a full face to face on the computer screen, real life conversation, and everybody can hear it, and you're at work. It blows my mind. And it's not like I mean, no type of conversation would be okay, but it's like, it's not even like either one of you guys are amending like your language or your topic because this person is at work. I told him, I don't get no fuck. Like, you gonna come over here and you gonna do ABC. Like, and I just be like, yo, what is this? Where is this? What are we doing? What is happening? It is crazy. Not only is it unprofessional, it is rude. It is is verging on negligent, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is just like, no, you can't do that. And then the disrespect for authority, which, I mean, I'm kind of down with, because yo, fuck the man, fuck him. Most people in positions of authority are dumb, but just like, so it's like like, even if you are gonna be on your phone on FaceTime or texting madly or whatever you're doing that you're not supposed to be doing while you at your job, at least act like you're not doing it when the boss come around. That's what I'm trying to say about, like, not even trying. They just like, what? I don't care. What are you gonna do? Fire me? So what? I go get another job. It's another one of these jobs, and there are, but also, like, I mean, if it's a policy, like, yeah, you could get fired. So it's like, at least kind of like pretend you not like just blatantly just trampling over the rules of the establishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. But, I mean, just, there are a lot of trespasses that happen in the workplace. And, rude thing number 700 that happens in the workplace, bringing stanky ass food to warm up in a community microwave in a community space at work. Like, nobody wants to smell your stinky food. Really, like that is, I think that's like one of the heights of rudeness to me. That's really fucking like presumptuous of you. That's terrible. And listen, I know we are a lot of different cultures and ethnicities, and we eat a lot of different foods that smell a lot of different ways. And everybody don't like the smell of fucking collard greens. Yeah, they fucking stink to warm up, man. The broccoli smells fucking terrible. So like, even stuff like that, like, it's sort of like, yo, just like, don't bring that stuff to work. Like, I think that's why, like, people like, you see people like lunch is like sandwiches. Like, have a cold sandwich. I mean, I guess, like, that's not cool. Because, yeah, at lunchtime, sometimes I want something hot. I don't want anything cold. I want something hot. But, maybe just try to be aware of, like, really strong smells. And, yeah, all different type of stuff can be, because, curry could smell great to me and somebody else, and it can turn somebody else's stomach. So it's not, like, really a way to know, like, what's offensive to everybody. But there are just, like, how about, like, a good rule of thumb? Like, anything you would warm up at home and you have to, like, open the windows to air out your kitchen, or like you like have to like vent when you cook it or something, like, don't bring that shit to work, because the smell is probably so strong that it's gonna linger in the air, or it may like be offensive to somebody. Like, just try it, because that's like, yo, like, what makes you think I want to smell your, like, fucking papados from last night? And I like seafood, but at fucking whatever time, like, yo, like, somebody used to come in and for their breakfast would eat, like, leftovers from the night before. And sometimes it was just chicken. Sometimes it was something normal. But a lot of times it was a lot of seafood, a lot of like strong smelling shit, just all types of shit. Like even, listen, at 8 a.m., I don't even want to smell no fucking jerk chicken. And I love jerk chicken. At 8 a.m., I don't want to smell no fucking Chinese food. And I like Chinese food. Like just ew. Stop. Warm it up at home. Put some foil over it and bring it. And then, that just like irked my soul. It irritated me. And I'm pretty sure that is fucking rude. It is rude. That's rude. Another thing that's rude. If you put something in the fucking microwave at work, please get it. If you put something in the microwave for 2 minutes, don't be gone to do something that takes 2 minutes or more to complete. Come back, because this fucking microwave is going to keep beeping and get on my nerves. So come back and get your food or your things or whatever. Why this... I'm not going to talk about people I work with, because they don't listen to this shit no way. Why this fucking one lady like stores her coffee in the microwave? This is a community microwave. Why do I have to wait for you to show up to ask you to remove your coffee so I can warm up whatever I want to warm up? Sometimes it's just like a patient's breakfast or something. And I got to wait for you to come and get your coffee out, because I don't want to touch your shit, because you're like a weird germaphobe. Like, oh my God, you touched my coffee. And it's just like, yo, get your coffee out of the fucking public microwave that everybody uses. Why you got to just like hanging out in here? It's so fucking weird to me, and, like I drink coffee in the morning. I make my coffee. I put it in my cup and, I take it to work with me. And it's a pretty big cup. Shout out to my cousin, Matasha. She made these amazing Harry Potter cups. Oh my God. I love them. These tumblers, they keep the hot and the cold, bitch. But like, I drink my coffee over, because like I said, the tumbler keep the hot, like it be hot, so I sip on my coffee, but I finishes it, is the point. And it's a pretty big one, and it's pretty big. I forget exactly how many ounces it is. It's pretty big, but I finish it. So this woman will have looks like a medium cup of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and will warm it up 5 million times and take a sip and put it back in the microwave and walk away. What type of psychopath are you? What are you doing? What is happening? Why is it taking you so long to drink this coffee? You have been here since 6 a.m. It is now 10. Why is this coffee not gone? Why is it still hanging out in the microwave like this is where it lives? What is happening? It's not only is it rude, it is fucking bizarre. Stop it. If you do strange things like that at work, please knock it off. I guarantee you getting on somebody's nerves. And it's no reason for it. Just don't make the workplace like weird or uncomfortable, or just like don't make people look at you and wonder like, yo, what the fuck is to you? What are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do stuff. I know this sounds it sounds like my own personal gripes, but I know other people do things like this. Or the point is, they just do things that are, like irritate their coworkers, because the thing is, the things that they're doing are rude. Like, yeah, you can irritate your coworker just by the way you breathe, and you can't help that. But, if you spit when you talk and then have a habit of getting in people's faces and talking, well, you are fucking rude. You spit when you talk because your fucking lips are wet, bitch. And you see the shit flying out your mouth. So if you constantly get in people's face and talk and you spitting on them and shit, like, you're fucking rude and a weirdo and nobody wants to talk to you. You're making it uncomfortable. Stop. Like, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Like, yo, I don't know if you can control it. Maybe you don't have a lot of teeth in there. Your dentition's weird. I don't know. You may have a tongue thing going on or something or another. You can still, hey, COVID is still a thing. And also just not wanting to be sick is a thing. You can wear a mask now and wet up the inside of that bitch and smell your own spit. You don't have to go around spitting on people. You can put on the fucking face shield, or just back the fuck up when you're talking, or write it down or text it. Or maybe, I don't know, go to the doctor, go see a speech pathologist. Perhaps they can help you with that, but stop doing it and stop getting in people's faces until you handle your spitting problem. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. Have some manners. Don't be rude. Don't text people late at night. Don't text them super early in the morning. Like, I think to me, a good rule of thumb is not before 10 a.m. If it's like business related or something, perhaps maybe, but ain't no reason for you to be calling in or texting nobody unless y'all got some plans before 10 a.m. And there's very little reason to call or text somebody after 10 p.m. unless y'all got some plans or that's just what y'all do. But even if that's just what y'all do, again, relationships need to shift and change sometimes. So you need to ask, is it still okay that I call you this early or this late? Or, just fucking be considerate. But that's it. Manners. Have some. Review them. Ask your parents. Google it. Ask somebody else if you being a fucking weirdo or something. And stop being rude and weird at work. Y'all, this is just fucking strange. Stop it. Okay? And finally, stop being so fucking private in public. Take your phone off a speaker when you're in a fucking grocery store. Don't nobody want to hear your conversation. And stop talking on your phone while you at work. That's fucking rude. You got shit to do. Okay? All right. That's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.